I beg, I'm from Edo State. You get one way they make me the shame whenever I listen to my governor. Sorry to say, governor, not only you are Asiwaju help. That when you are being interviewed, you cannot mention 3 words without Asiwaju. Not be you like Asiwaju pass. Stop all this psychophancy. I'm going to make sure I give Asiwaju vote. Now, okay, if not be say, get down and they do them. Edo State people don't will vote for Asiwaju. The Edo I am from. No will vote for Asiwaju. It's not because of una knows and they do it. Not be you like Asiwaju pass. Asiwaju. If not for Asiwaju, I'm waiting. Even some will be Lagos State governor. First all of them when they were governor. Fine, they respect Asiwaju. They don't talk like that. Asiwaju, if not for Asiwaju, if not only you say all your people must wake up publicly. Must you come to public domain and be sycophantic and make us feel that all your allegiance first is to Asiwaju rather than Edo State? I beg you.
This is a very personal appeal. If you are in any way close to Governor Monday OKPEBHOLO, you are related to him by blood, you are his friend, you are a concerned person, or you are an Edolite who is just worried about the state of Edo State, somebody needs to reach out to OKPEBHOLO and deliver him from the hands of the senseless kidnappers that has held him bound. The government has. The guy looks choked. And from activities that have been happening in recent time, it's looking like there is a deliberate plot to turn him, to useless him, to make him look like someone that is not capable, not fit mentally, emotionally, psychologically, to even run a small business, let alone a state, so that by 2028 they would take him out and bring in their person. I think that somehow these political influencers around him, there's an assignment given to the people around OKPEBHOLO to mess him up, because there is no validation whatsoever to explain this. There are now 2 government public notices out for Edolite to read. One with the governor's signature, stating that some portion of land belonging to Presco PSC has been revoked, several thousands. There is another one now signed by the secretary to the state government that particular letter that the governor signed did not emanate from them and should be disregarded. Is that not a way of rubbishing the governor? That is. Now, all of you sat down, arranged with the governor to sign a particular document and asked him to sign a public notice. Now, look at it. I'm going to take you through a journey that you understand. This is a letter of a revocation, similar procedure of land or rights or to land from Abuja, FCT Abuja. And of course, remember that the FCT minister is likened to being the mayor, what would now regard to governor. But of course, because it is the Federal Capital Territory, the constitution permits to having a minister in charge. Who signed this notice? This notice was signed by the Director of Land Administration, which of course is like a commissioner in the state structure, that signed this particular information to saying that the People's Democratic Party Secretariat land has been revoked. Similarly, if you go to Lagos State, you will see that a public notice was issued to stating that several portions of land, estates have also been revoked for due to compliance and all of that, revocation and all of that. This public notice, I have not seen where a city governor is the one that signs the public notice. Look at the heading, Edo State government, public notice. What was supposed to have been, if there is an intelligent person in Edo State government, is that the governor writes officially to Presco and say this part, because of course he's the one that signed the CFO. So it's okay. When I mean it's the one, is his office that is supposed to, right? We are revoking this land for XYZ region, pursuant of this and that. A public notice is now issued to the public that is not signed by somebody, either the director of lands, either the commissioner for lands and somebody, the secretary general or the secretary to the state government, anybody can sign that public. But how do you use a governor to sign public notice? And the man is not smart enough. This man has a lawyer daughter who was just called to the back. I'm not somebody that brings family to this. Hey, go and save your dad. These people want to use this. Yes, some people go and save your person. Because there is a deliberate attempt to useless him. It is a curated plan, it's an orchestrated one to make this man look useless and stupid before anybody, so that he know even what. Because I don't understand. If you think this is too Lagos and Abuja is too much, Bauchi State 2016, and these things are Googleable, go and check. This is the revocation done to that communications. That's Raymond Okpesi's company, the late Raymond Okpesi, Chief Raymond Okpesi. And you look at it. This signature, this revocation notice was issued and signed from the office of the Commissioner for Land and Housing. So why is the governor being used to sign public notice? Again, should you want to have communication with Presco to issue them or revoke their land, the governor can sign that. But a public notice that will be given out in public. Now, it is a deliberate way to useless him. Because, of course, they knew what they were going to do. They wanted to enforce or endorse the criminality that they were doing. Now, Okilo is now going to write, to sign, to say it didn't manage. And this is not the first time. There have been plethora of issues like this. There was a time it was very everywhere, 16-year-old, a communication, even Edo Broadcasting Service. An investigative journalist, melanated Ovio Zomba, took time to break that. It was embarrassing watching those videos. The same thing is happening now. Why do we keep... And this is the backdrop of the fact that this same government was involved in a $250 million investment scam. They want to even scam Edo people. You cannot even say that, oh, he gets 30,000, he gets 150,000 investment, or there is a partnership MOU. You just... When the one useless is governor, they useless and finish. And the guy look like who need help. The man looks like Okpebholo needs help. It looks like he's being used. They don't push him around like Age Baba. This one will control, this one will control. Now Moses Okilo. Now the secretary, now they use your head, they sign. Oh God. I said what I said. Okpebholo has been kidnapped by senseless people. Because all these people, Jared Tinebe the other day, imagine, Jared publicly said that they don't have sense dealing with the governor. Whereas now people went to the governor's office, now they use them until they do anything they like. So it means that we have a conjugation, a convergence, a conglomerate of dumb people all together. And I might state until the rubbish. It is somebody going to counter a government statement. It did not emanate from here. It did not come here. You go and delete from where you posted it from, and the later say it did not emanate from you. Because you keep doing all of these things without common sense. Now, my state will not turn to this level of mumu. Now, God will judge all of you. Both Okpebholo and all of you, where they do this nonsense, now God will judge you. If now my state will not turn to den of mumu. If you cannot govern, you get out of that place. I think why I blame where allow not capable the rig election for idiots.
Okay, something strange, almost scary, is happening in Edo State. And this should worry every Edo citizen. Because right now, confusion has become governance in the state. Another scandal has now emerged. And this one exposes the cracks inside the very machinery of information and truth within the government house. So once again, Edo people are left wondering who exactly is running the state and who is speaking for it. Because just when Edo was still choking on the Euro-Africa CCI dust, another twist has dropped. And this time, stranger than fiction.
That decision has endeared the governor to me. I think that is the right direction, the right thing to do.
It began with a story that seemed harmless until it wasn't. A 17-year-old boy had allegedly bought 14,000 hectares of land and was issued a certificate of occupancy, C of O, right? Then the governor, Monday OKPEBHOLO, was said to have reacted swiftly, suspending all C of O approvals pending investigation. It sounded righteous, bold, almost presidential. It was the perfect headline until the government began denying its own voice. On Sunday, 12 October 2025, the Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS, the state-owned television station, aired a story quoting Governor OKPEBHOLO directly. Now, according to EBS, the governor, speaking during an engagement with an NGO in Benin City, said he had suspended assent to land titles after discovering that a 17-year-old boy had acquired 14,000 hectares.
The governor emphasized that such a vast acquisition by a minor raises serious concerns, particularly in a time when many appears indifferent to the sources of wealth, especially among youth.
The governor's reported words were clear.
He stated that the move is part of an ongoing investigation to uncover the source of wealth of a 17-year-old who reportedly acquired 14,000 hectares of land in Edo State.
Now, this wasn't a rumor from some gossip blog. It was broadcast by the state's own media arm, Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS. Then, like wildfire, the story spread. Boom. From EBS to smaller online platforms, and then across many social media. Sensing something off, an independent journalist, Timothy Osemigie, called Dr. Tony Ikpasaja, the managing director of Edo Geographic Information Service, Edo GIS, the same agency that is responsible for land documentation. Now, this journalist reached out to him for comment, and Dr. Ikpasaja's reply was stunning. He said he knew nothing about the story. He even asked the journalist whether he had heard this narrative, this rumor directly from the governor's mouth. Take a listen.
That's why I know there's a 17-year-old boy buy land. You ask them where they buy land. Not people you ask now.
No, since you are the MD of the Edo GIS.
The MD of Edo GIS, most time everybody that is buying land.
But that's it.
If you go to you have to go and buy land, will I know? How will I know now?
But how did the matter not go to the governor's desk?
Whether it's the matter that is going on, then how do I know? Are you imposing it on me? Me, I'm a journalist like you now.
No, I'm not imposing. I'm just believing once we're able to.
What do you want me to say now? You want me to tell you what I don't even know? The way you read it, that's how I read it.
They say this thing is coming out from Mr. Governor is the one saying this. The thing they.
Who tell you that it's coming out from the governor?
You heard it, right? That was the head of Edo GIS, the very agency at the center of the story, disclaiming knowledge of a report aired by the state's own television station, EBS. You see that? You know, the journalist shared the link with me, and having seen this same narrative circulate across different social media platforms, you know, even on the official page of the Edo Broadcasting Service, I found it strange, almost unbelievable that Dr. Ikpasaja would deny knowing anything about it because it was everywhere. So I called the agency's official numbers. None worked. 2 days later, two of Nigeria's biggest newspapers, Punch and This Day, published a new statement. Here's the headline: Edo GIS denies report of 17-year-old purchasing 14 hectares of land. The statement, issued by Tunde Egbiremole, who is the director of press of the Edo Geographic Information Service, declared, There is no record of any 17-year-old boy who bought 14 hectares of land. The report was deliberately mischievous, fabricated with intent to cause disaffection. It even accused unnamed sponsors of paying to circulate fake news to blackmail the government. Yet, the statement had no letterhead, no reference number, no signature. So when I called Fred Imokbai, the director of news at EBS, he was very calm but firm. EBS, he said, didn't make anything up.
For the purpose of clarity, the statement or press release, as you rightly, the one you referenced, came from the right and approved source. As a matter of fact, the statement quoted Mr. Governor to have having directly issued such a statement.
In other words, the story came from inside government house, not rumor, not social media, from the state's own communication channels. Yet, days later, another arm of the same government, Edo GIS, called the story fake. Freddie Mokbai sounded puzzled, but he was very diplomatic.
Information came out from the government table. And again, a follow-up came from an appointee of Mr. Governor. So what is left now is to ascertain whether that statement actually came from GIS.
He too, like everyone else in Edo, was waiting for clarity from a government that had contradicted itself in public. Then I called Dr. Tony Ikpasaja. He told me the statement came from his director of press.
You will talk to the director of press. Let me send you his number. He's the one that issued that statement, right?
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll send you right over.
But when I tried reaching Tunde, his numbers were switched off. So I called Fred Itwa instead, the chief press secretary to the governor. Fred Itwa denied everything.
There was no press release from me regarding that matter. The DBS ran a press statement. It wasn't signed by me. I did not say anything.
Okay, so...
The only statement that I'm aware of is the one by Edo GIS where the story was refuted.
Now, he even told me to ask Tony for the statement, for the press release, so I did. And Dr. Ikpasaja sent me the press release via WhatsApp. But when I texted and asked for a signed PDF copy, he called back, irritated, defensive, and strangely confrontational, or do I say aggressive.
The statement that was sent to you is the total statement that was given to everybody. Why you didn't tell me, say, and that signed copy from this day? If you know that this day has a copy, collect from them. Collect from this day.
I'm sorry if it came to you like that. That is not what I meant. Because if they ran the story, so which means they had a copy. So I inferred that this day got a copy before they ran it. So it is not that I have seen the one this day has or the one
but I sent you the one that was given to this was the one I sent to you. Now you are still saying I should give you a signed copy. Is that how you practice? I don't become an editor in this game. In this day, Vanguard.
Again, I'm doing my own independent investigation, and I wanted the source to come directly from the source. So I don't want
Which source can be more direct than the MD of the agency sending you a copy?
And then came another twist. When Punch newspaper published the Edo GIS denial, it wrote, in a statement signed by its director of press, you saw that, signed. Like signed. But when I asked Dr. Ikpasaja for a signed copy, he became all contrarian and told me again.
Despite the attention I gave you, I don't attend to journalists. There's a director. You know what's a director? The director is a senior level of the ministry. He's in charge of all the press. He's the one that gave out everything. He's the one that wrote everything. But I took my time to give you material. You still tell me, say, bring this one.
You know, for those of us that study psychology, we understand that this is the tone of someone trying to reassert control in an uncomfortable moment, not someone in command of facts. You see, that rhetorical tactics, do you know who I am? Do you know what a director is? It's a classic defense mechanism when accountability questions touch a nerve. Because the version he sent me, the very version he sent me, the same one Punch claimed was signed, was a plain WhatsApp text. No signature, no letterhead, no reference number whatsoever. So where did Punch see a signed copy? Did Edo GIS later forge one to legitimize the first leak? Or did Punch simply print what it received on WhatsApp and assumed it was official and signed? Either way, it shows a government so disorganized that even its deniers need verification. So now, let's try to piece this all together, okay? EBS says the story came from official government media aides. Then, the MD of Edo GIS says he knows nothing about it, then later sends the denier himself to me via WhatsApp. The governor's CPS says no statement was issued from the government house, right? Then, the GIS director of press signs a statement calling the EBS report fake. And the press release itself had no signature, no file number, just a WhatsApp trail. So the question remains, who spoke for the governor? And if the governor never made the statement, why did EBS, the state-owned broadcaster, why did they air it with confidence and quotes from the governor? If Edo GIS is now denying it, on whose authority did it do so? Because even the chief press secretary says he didn't authorize it. He said he never saw anything apart from the one Edo GIS released. So you see, my people, someone somewhere in this chain is lying. Now, this isn't about a teenager buying land anymore. It's about how information and disinformation now flow inside a government that can't keep its own story straight. First, the 250 million investment from a phantom company, Euro-Africa CCI. Now, a 17-year-old who bought 14,000 hectares that never existed. Now, if you understand the pattern, my people, in both cases, no one takes responsibility. You see, this isn't miscommunication. This is a system allergic to truth. Because when a state broadcaster can air a story quoting the governor, when the governor's press office disowns that report, when the agency involved issues a denial through WhatsApp, when the MD alternates like a ball juggler between ignorance and authority, the public isn't just confused. The state is confused. This isn't about one scandal or one story. It's about the collapse of credibility in public communication. The rot that lets lies travel faster than accountability. And until Edo State can tell one story with one voice, every new headline will sound like a cover-up waiting to happen. And the question every Edo citizen should now ask is simple. Cui bono? Who benefits in all this?